So what are the big questions facing everyone now? Why are we poorer than our parents? Why will our kids be poorer than our parents? Why in the UK has GDP per capita gone down and still going down, the longest on record, still going down, lowest, keep on dropping that wealth level. Why everywhere in the world is it dropping? In Canada, in America, in the EU, everywhere you want, it's dropping. So what's happened? So my answer is go and look at Back to the Future. Back to the Future, number one, is based in 1955. Number three is based 70 years before in 1885. And number two is based in 2015. We can pretty much scrub number two because we've gone through the real 2015 rather than their, whatever they thought it would be, which was flying cars, right? Let's just look at number three and number one. 1955 versus 1885. Okay. 1885, main form of transportation, horses. Second, you could do trains, steam power. Yeah, that was possible. No toilets, no indoor plumbing, no fridges, no way to preserve food, no modern methods of farming, no nothing. Literally not much different other than locomotives from thousands of years before, right? Other than steam power, literally not that much difference. Okay, they had photographs, I'll give you that, and they had the telegraph. So there was a means of telecommunication, but it was extremely rudimentary and basic. Now, let's look at 1955. Everyone had cars, planes, forget planes, jet engines, nuclear power stations. You had paved roads. You had fridges in all the houses, freezers. You had television in the house. Forget just radio in the house. You had television also. You had broadcasting. You had TV broadcasting networks. Everyone had telephones, telephone communication in your house between people. Everything was totally, the amount of innovation was radical, completely different. We had clean water, we had preservatives in food, we had pesticides, insecticides in order to allow for more cultivation of the farm and more productive food production. You had so much, you cannot compare 1885 to 1955. It's literally a different world. Look at 1955 to 2015. There were just three major differences. The computer, the internet, and the mobile phone. Other than those three, they're exactly the same. Same cars, same fridges, obviously a bit better, more efficient, more better looking, I don't know, but it's the same cars, the same cars, the same planes, jet engine, the same modes of transportation, the same films, the same fridges, the same, everything is the same, other than three major innovations. And so now we see why our standards of living have slipped. And that's because we went through a major radical productivity and innovative period between 1885 and 1955. They hadn't even flown yet a plane by 1885. Heck, they hadn't flown it by 1900. By 1955, it had already dumped the propeller engine and was already in the jet engine. And they were already breaking the speed of sound. And Uri Gagarin was already going to space. Think about when was the last person that went out of the orbit of the Earth, meaning out of the orbit of the Earth, basically. 50 years ago. 1973 was the last time it happened. So it's actually closer to 1955 was the last person that went to outside the orbit of the Earth than it is now. Just nothing's happened. Nothing has happened other than those three innovations: the computer, the internet, and the mobile phone. Our lives are virtually identical. We use the same things and everything, and that is why people's standards of living are dropping. And now we'll get to an even more crazy thing, and that is what happened when those methods happened between 1885 and 1955. You have to create car factories that employs people, that brought in a lot of blacks to get them off the fields and into the factories. So that improved their lifestyles. They were basically slaves in 1885, or they were just freed slaves, to be honest, in America. So, and it shifted them to the factories, into the inner city. It gave them more, economic capacity during that time. And then you produce the washing machines, and you produce the fridges, and you produce the planes, and you create this whole manufacturing environment which enriches everyone. What do we have now? So these three big innovations are basically owned by monopolies, giant monopolies. Google, Apple, the big seven: Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, you know which they are, right? They own everything. They make monopoly profits. They do not employ a lot of people at all. They kill competition. They kill other industries. And they make whopping great profits. And that is why we are suffering, because those jobs are not being filtered down. There is no competition to make, more innovations, more competitive, and each one's trying to innovate. There's nothing going on there. They just self-innovate internally with very, very limited competition. And that's why every iPhone looks exactly the same as the last one. There's no radical innovation in mobile phones. There's no radical innovation in personal computers. 2015 to 2024. I cannot think of a single radical innovation in any of them. They're exactly the same, with a better camera and a better processor and a better battery. That's it. So that is where we are. We have monopolies that that control the three greatest innovations, but other than that, there has been no great innovation at all. Unlike the imaginary dream of 2015, what it would be in Back to the Future 2, which is flying cars and food that came and expanded, and I don't know, hologram things, and that never happened. Self-lacing trainers, that never happened. None of this ever happened. Because that's it. There's been no innovation. And so that's why we will continuously, just like the Middle Ages and just like the Dark Ages and just like pretty much the period before the Industrial Revolution for thousands of years, we won't be getting any richer, and we will be getting poorer, because we have monopolies that control the three main innovations. So there we go, guys. That's the sad answer.